I can't wait to take you through the next section of the LTR drumming method. What sets this apart from just picking up sticks, doing the traditional, institutional, classical mess where you just take those lessons or you go to the music store, you get the book, you open it up, you're just stuck with one knee into two, left, right, left, left. And you're just stuck there and you wonder, why am I not having fun? Why is this not clicking for me? Why is this taking so freaking long to get to where I know I can go and what I know I'm capable of? That's what the LTR drumming method is about. Everything affects everything else, and it just radiates out where every passing day, every month, every year, you get better and better and better. So practice, one of my favorite subjects, and one that I struggled with, and I think we all struggle with, where we hit a lot of procrastination and anxiety, and also the challenges with just busyness, right? Like life, I say this in the book, like life doesn't want us to drum, it seems. there's always something urgent to do. There's always someone to email back. There's always somebody that needs something. There's always a new challenge that comes up. You get a flat tire. You're like, oh man, I guess I'm not going to get to it today. It can be so frustrating. But then when we finally do get behind the drums and we pick up the sticks, sometimes it's like, what do I do now? You know, I've experienced this where you just have a bookshelf full of videos and books and exercises and assignments, and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. And you just get overwhelmed, and that can be very discouraging. Or maybe you practice an hour and you felt like you got like just one baby step further, and you're like, I should be doing more. Like, why am I progressing so slowly and I'm putting all this blood, sweat, and tears into it? All this has to do with the art of practice, which is really the art of learning. And this is just so overlooked. I didn't know what the heck I was doing for a long time. And no one teaches you this. Usually you just have a typical drum lesson, you know, in the traditional way of doing it. And they just like pack you with a bunch of stuff and send you, show you everything you're doing wrong. And then send you on your way. Like, practice makes perfect. Why aren't you practicing? Go home and practice. And you're like, and then it just creates this discouraging cycle. Discouraging, where your courage just starts to plummet. Your confidence goes down. We don't want that. After years of traveling the world, seeking out the legends to learn from, and being a seeker and obsessed with drumming and the art of practicing myself, I've developed for myself and all the drummers I work with what I call the IREC practice model. So that's an acronym, IREC. And if you've ever read Modern Drummer magazine, I did a series on this where we broke down each area month after month, and it was a really, really cool series, all meant to tie together on practice. So if you've read Modern Drummer magazine, you may have seen some of these articles. If you're on my email list, you can get these articles. It's on my website. But let's go into it briefly right now. So IREC stands for intuition, reps, edges, and celebration. So let's go into each of those areas. So intuition is like your inner creativity, everything that makes you unique, expressing things on the drums without thinking, because the speed of thought is actually slower than the lightning fast flashes of inspiration and creativity, almost from like a mysterious subconscious place. You know those like aha moments you've ever had, or just when an idea pops in your mind? That's intuition. Or just when you have a gut feeling about something. So we need to explore that. And if you've ever been behind the drums and an idea just comes to you, Picasso had this great quote. He said, we as children are born as artists. The danger is losing this as we turn into adults. So you want to keep this like childlike creativity. And all the elder legends that I've been blessed to study with, and I've spent time with a lot of the legends of drumming, the older Yoda type drummers, and they're all like little kids. They all have that childlike flair to their life in drumming. So all that's intuition. Reps is just what we call the 10,000 rep mindset. How to just get those reps and train the muscles to build that muscle memory. And we just call it the 100x rule. You know, you do something for 100 times, maybe 10,000 times, over and over and over. But there's a way to get these reps to build the muscle memory so things happen effortlessly. Edges is the art of going to your limits and going into the unknown, which if you spend too much time there or you do too much too fast, this can be where the overwhelm hits us, because there's always something we don't know. I'm the eternal student on the drums. There's definitely a lot I don't know. But if I try to take it on too much or I spend too much time there, I will get discouraged and overwhelmed. But many drummers just stay where it's safe. I hear this all the time from drummers that come to me wanting to join the community. It's like, I'm kind of playing the same old thing. You know, I'm really bored with it. Every time I do a fill or a groove, it's just the same old stuff, same old, same old. And going to your edges is where we break into a new territory that you've never been into. It's very exciting. It can be scary, but that's where you really transform. And celebrating, man, we're so hard on ourselves. We always notice the mistakes. Let's celebrate the wins and let's share the milestones with the world and just go, wow, like I did that. That is amazing. And we got to celebrate. So next is the 3-minute rule. And this is a training that I have where it teaches you how to get just throughout a busy day, be able to get like a 3-minute win. And it really builds up over time where you break through the resistance. Because sometimes all we need is to tell ourselves, man, let me just set a micro goal of let me just get 3 minutes holding the sticks and drumming today. Let me just get that. And then what usually happens, you know, and you might not feel like it, you might be a little tired, but what happens is once you're going, you're probably going to want to stay past 3 minutes. But even if you just got 3 minutes, you won for the day. So what we say is put your ass where your heart wants to be. Put your ass where your heart wants to be. It starts with actions, not information, actions. And that's what the 3-minute rule is all about. Optimized environment. So we're going to transform your environment to where it brings out confidence and it doesn't overwhelm you. And it's like your signature space, because our environments very much affect our mindset, how we feel, and what we express on the drums and what we get out of our practice time. And we must create habits and rituals to depend on, and sometimes breaking old habits. And this is such a big part of a daily practice routine where we examine your habits and rituals and we break those old ones that aren't serving you, and we bring new ones into our lives that gain momentum so we can be our best selves through drumming. And last area here is the 1% wins compounded. Now, if you know the power of compounding, it's little things that don't seem like they're doing very much, but over time they just build, and then it just skyrockets to where you will create so much momentum you can't even believe that you accomplished that. It's really magical. So we build the 1% wins, but we do it over time to create just this blast off momentum that is called compounding. So all this goes into the art of practice, and we really make sure that you feel confident about how to get the most out of your time, and you know exactly what to do when you pick up the sticks to become your best self through drumming.